got a creative quickie for you here today. I decided to use this to alter my Happy Planner covers. I don't know what you call this elsewhere in the world, but we call it sticky back plastic. I'm pretty sure in Australia it's called contact paper, but you know, whatever you call it, it's vinyl, plasticky type stuff. It's got sticky on the back and it works like a sticker. Simple as that. So whatever you call it, wherever you are. I of course went for something really glitzy. So I already measured on my cover. I've only measured, I don't want to go to the edge of the laminate. If you go to the edge of the laminate, it'll start peeling up at the edges. You don't want that. You want to measure the actual cover section. Okay, I've already measured mine. It's 24 centimeters long, it's 19 centimeters wide. It's nice and easy. This is measured in centimeters as well. So I'm just going to mark it on the back. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that's where I need to cut it there. And I already cut a piece off, so I already know that the top edge is like that because I've already covered the back. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so I'm just going to chop that out with my knife and ruler. Okay, so there's my piece of sticky. The corners on the Happy Planner, I don't know what it's like with other planners, but this one is rounded, so I'm going to round the corners off with my corner punch. And then on this particular piece, because this is the beginning edge, I just need to trim off this piece. You don't normally need to do that, but that is just like the edge of the paper, where or the edge of the roll. So I just need to slice that off as well. I should have done that before I trimmed the corners. So keep your little strips, they come in handy. So I'm just going to redo these corners. I should have done that first. There we go. And if you just need to trim it up on the corners, just do it with a pair of scissors, just to make sure it's nice and even. There we go. Now there's lots of different ways to actually fit this onto your cover. The easiest way I've found to do it is to do the long edge and to use a ruler to smooth it down as you go. So what I'm going to do, and peel up this corner. Well, first I'm going to check that it's the right size, because I quite often do actually do it the wrong size. No, that's the right size. So I'm going to peel up the corner, and I'm not going to take the whole back off. Do not do that, you will get in a mess, I promise you. It works with smaller pieces, it will not work with big pieces. You'll have it everywhere. It will stick to everything. Okay, I'm just going to peel back the leading edge and fold it down. So now this bit is sticky and you've got the contact paper there. line it up on this edge so that it's parallel with the edge and working on the corners and everything, so it's nice and straight. Just check that that's going to be straight. It's not. Do it again. I think I might have cut it a little bit off on one corner, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think I have cut it a little bit off on one corner, but never mind. It's not going to bother me. Okay, make sure that edge is stuck down nicely. There's no air bubbles, especially along this crease here. There's a little bit of glue there, but that'll be smoothed out in a minute. Now get your ruler, and on one side you want to be holding this bit of paper, and then the other side you want to be holding your ruler down to the paper. Uncurl and pull it upwards so that it's not touching the page before you stick it down with your ruler. That will get all the air bubbles out. Careful as you get to the end, because it will flip up if you're not careful. See, like that. But you should be able to just pull that bit back up, because we haven't smoothed it down or anything. All we've done is just use that just to push the air out from underneath it. I think this is going to be a little bit buckled. It seems to not want to lie flat. Oh no, here it goes. See, you can smooth the air out from underneath. If it doesn't quite go properly, just pick it up to the air bubble, smooth out the air bubble, and smooth it down to the corner. Like that. If you want to get out all your air bubbles, because if you leave any air bubbles at all, that will cause a pocket, and that will be a place where it can cause a problem. It will get damaged more easily where there's air bubbles. So smooth that down. There we go. So there's no air bubbles left in that. So now I can just get the edge of my ruler, and just like you do with stickers and things, just smooth it down with the edge of the ruler, just to make sure it's really well stuck, because as you just saw, you can unstick it for a while until it's completely stuck. Oops, don't know what I did there. Okay, so now we have a nice flat piece, no air bubbles, and then if you turn it over, you'll be able to see where the holes are. There's sticky. Now, I don't recommend you punch this. Even if you've got a punch, don't do it, because this sticky will stick to your punch and you'll ruin your punch, and then you won't be having a fun time. Whoops, that's not what I want. Get yourself an X-Acto, small blade, nice and sharp, and just trim around the holes. Across the edge and down the sides, and you should be able to just pull that out. It's a little bit stuck on the corners, like so. Just be patient with it, and eventually it will come off. Sometimes you may have to go back in and just take a little bit more off a corner. Corners are tricky to get into because they're not square corners, they're rounded corners. There we go. Do that all the way along. It is worth taking care with this, because obviously this corner edge where the holes are is where it's going to get the most wear and tear. So take a little bit of time now and you will ease your frustration later on, I promise you. There's no point having a beautiful cover on your planner if it's all sticking. Okay, so once you've cut all these out, the next thing you want to do is turn it over, and what you'll find is all these little bits here, on the arc planners at least, they tend to curl up at the corners. So just get your fingernail and just make sure that these little bits are stuck down properly. And if you see anything like that, where it's just not quite cut straight, because it tucked under itself, you can just trim that off. Remember, little patience now will save you a lot of grief when you come to use your planner, because it won't be sticking and causing problems when you're trying to open your cover. So get these edges nice and stuck down and trim off anything that you think shouldn't be there. Obviously being careful not to destroy the laminate underneath. So I'm just double checking these corners. That one didn't cut properly. Just got a little bit of laminate stuck on it there. I'll trim that off. Okay, so now you've got a really nice, pretty cover for your... Oh, got a little bit of air bubble in there. Let's get that out. Just chase it to the edge and it should come out. It's because there's an embossed quote underneath there. There we go. So if you don't have a laminator or any cold laminating pouches to make your own cover like this, you can doctor your original covers with some of this sticky paper. And the great thing about this is when it starts to look a bit rough and ready, whoops, craft a lunch. When this starts to look a little bit dog-eared and rough and ready, you can peel it off carefully. It should come off nice and easy. Give your original laminate a little bit of a wipe down with some rubbing alcohol, and you're good to go. It's back to its original state. You haven't damaged it in any way, and you can stick some new contact paper over the top if you wish.